Welcome to another dumbass podcast.
Period.
We have my special guest host with us again today, joining us,
Yes.
Miss Danni.
Danny.
How are you doing?
Good. I think I'm gonna retire that name though.
The fuck you want to be called?
Brittany.
Like Griner, like Brittany Griner?
Okay, you going too far.
That's the first thing I thought of.
No, I think I want to retire like
So just Brittany?
Brittany. That's gonna be like my alter ego. You know how?
Your stage name?
Yeah. You know how? What's her name? Beyonce got Sasha Fierce.
No.
You never seen I Am Sasha Fierce? Okay. Oh well, it's her album anyway.
Don't do Beyonce.
I mean,
Sorry, Beyonce. I know she got like NBA YoungBoy fans and shit.
Yeah, she do all right. Maybe we just don't need to talk about it. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Shout out to y'all, the Beyonce fans and shit. I know y'all get down. I fuck with y'all.
Beehive.
That's what they call it?
Yeah, that's what they call it. They call it the Beehive.
What's up, Beehive?
Okay, anyway.
No, whatever.
All right, we can stick to Danny. Never mind.
So no Brittany?
No Brittany. You know, Brittany is like a... Okay, I ain't going to say that all year.
You see how fast Brittany came and went?
Yeah.
It's just like what women do.
Yeah.
Shit just comes and goes.
Yeah.
Because you know, one thing I learned, like, y'all can say something 1 second and then say something completely different 2 minutes later.
I don't know. You know how I am, though. I'm not...
Yeah, you're a different guy.
Yeah, I'm not consistent at all.
See, that's one of the things that... Cause we're going to have a show coming up soon. And I know we're good into that kind of shit. Like, masculine, feminine, and then it's a yin and a yang to everything. So with you just being a woman and being the feminine energy, you still have to have both that make what it is that you are, the feminine and masculine.
Mm-hmm.
So then you start getting into that shit, you start getting split up and just a whole bunch of, pretty much how they doing people in the world. Dividing and separating. Now, if you notice over the last probably like 20 years, no, not even 20 years, probably since the 60s, ever since integration happened. Mm-hmm. Integration probably was one of the most fucked up things that could have happened to like America. Because you start putting a bunch of people together, right? Mm-hmm. And this is kind of, I ain't even gonna say this ain't the only place in the world that's going on, but it's so prominent here where you have so many groups of people that believe so many different things, right? You know, and as I'm saying this, how is everybody on the earth together and everybody has different truths and shit? Everybody had, now I understand having a different opinion, having a different perspective of things, but how is it that so many people have so many different truths about so many different things?
I mean, but isn't that what make us human? Like, I mean, if everybody thought the same, were the same, then everybody just be the same. Like, doesn't that make people, that's how people are unique in their own little way? By having different truths, by living by different beliefs.
So with you saying that, right, I would think about the 5 pillars of what makes society what it is. Business, sports and entertainment, education, religion, and politics. Mm-hmm. If you have all these different people, why is everything like being put together? Why is everything being looked at? So if you even saying that, how could everything be looked at in the same way? Like, how could anything be looked at in the same way? Like when you talking about just anything, you can name anything. Like, I would use the example of like the
shoot 'em up bang bang.
You know, you can't say certain. That's the thing too, bro. You can't even fucking say shit no more.
Why not? I say what I want.
Yeah.
Turn me up a little bit more.
Turn
No.
me up a little bit more. I don't know who the fuck saying that shit, but
It's
we
in my
gonna get Jern to
head.
find that video. We gonna get Jern to find that video and put that shit on something.
Man, that shit is in my head. I don't even know
I
where
don't
it
know.
came from.
Me neither.
But you know, it's like weird. You know, I'm like very random. So like when I be hearing stuff, I just be like, damn, like where the fuck this shit coming from? Like, cause I don't say that shit.
So you know that would bring me to one of the next things I would discuss. Cause all of this stuff is things that everybody's going through. You just said like you had to have heard or seen something for this to be there, right? Like
Right, but I haven't seen it in like the past couple of hours. Like this is something that probably just I done heard or seen like a while ago.
so I would kind of give the example of like you remember when you were little and you would watch certain movies, and this is the case for me. I don't know how it is for nobody else. When I was younger, I would and this was probably around the time where my mother was with my stepfather and they would kind of both be doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I would be home alone, and then in certain instances I was kind of like given enough leeway to explore certain things on my own. For instance, like I would be at a certain age, like 6, 7, probably 8, but I can watch stuff that adults can watch, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I had access to watch stuff that adults could watch. Like you, at this time, you got to think like this is years ago, so it was kind of like videotapes. It wasn't no CDs,
Right.
like it wasn't no iPod, none of that shit. So you're like on the TV, you put something in, or you fucking with what's on
Yeah,
the TV.
VHS.
But my thing was the VHS.
Right.
It would be tapes of shit like movies and shit.
Right.
So if I'm home by myself, I could just put a movie in. And just
So what
watch
movie you would? Okay, so at that age, what movie was you watching that you knew you wasn't supposed to be watching?
I'm that's the example I was getting to, like a scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm watching a scary movie at that time, I don't understand or know certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see something, it may impact me to the point where I'm seeing it later. You get what I'm saying? So you're seeing an image of something that's being shown to you, and it's getting put into. This is pretty much how they make the stuff that they make, as far as like holding memory. That's what you do. You hold a memory. I got a quote. The to create a memory is to like create a treasure.
Okay.
So every time you create a memory, the richer you get. The richer you get. You hungry?
I'm trying to figure out why it's
We're gonna see if we can get some mimosas in here and some waffles and shit. Some Belgian waffles.
Now that would be nice, but I gotta have somebody. I mean, I'm important, but
You know
I ain't
what?
that important.
You know what? We're gonna have some guests on here, and I think next time we come back on, we're gonna have some mimosas and some.
Yeah, y'all need to. I don't know, cause people be
waffles.
smacking and shit, and ain't nobody want to hear all that damn smacking. You smack? Do you smack? No, I don't think.
Probably.
No, you don't smack. You
no.
just.
When I eat, I'm eating. I'm eating till I'm eating. I don't
You
give a
just
fuck
eat.
about how I look. None of that shit.
But you know that's one of my turnoffs.
How can you? But see, I'm not even gonna say how can you punish somebody for just doing something, but
Bro,
you won't allow them to eat a certain way. Like eat. You know how you are controlling.
I am not controlling, but please don't eat crazy. And in front of me, like if I like you and you sitting here eating crazy, like you cut off. I can't fuck with you. Cause why is you eating like that? I can't. I don't know. It's something about the way people eat. Like I'm like real picky, and I don't even think I eat that cute. But I mean,
You probably don't.
I probably really don't. Like to be honest, I don't know how I eat. I just know I be eating. But to eat crazy though, I know. No,
I eat crazy.
No, you don't eat crazy. You just eat with your damn head down there to the plate.
Penitentiary rules in effect. When I step out the door, when I step out my house, penitentiary rules are in effect.
Why though?
Everything.
But why?
Because you have to be on your shit. So when I step outside, I got my shoes on, them bitches tied tight. I'm looking this way, I'm looking that way, constantly.
But
This is how
why?
this is how you have I'm gonna give you an example of like situations like that. Because these kind of things are happening more and more from like what the news say. Just mass shootings and shit. Like,
Okay.
bruh, I'm gonna know about something that's going on before it happens. I'm not waiting till shit goes down to start reacting to shit. No. I'm gonna be proactive. That's the thing with a lot of stuff, bro. I try to be proactive about things. So I try to do things to be prepared for things to happen.
Oh, but why? I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being prepared,
I ain't gonna get caught slipping.
and it's not.
Because you
But
might don't have a chance to get back up.
how you figure you're not gonna have a chance to get back up? Like,
I'm not even giving the opportunity. I'm not even letting the opportunity present itself to where I'm gonna get caught slipping to where I can't get back up. If I can't, if it's gonna be on my own accord, you feel me? And I try to keep as much control as that as I can as possible. Like, and so I do that to relinquish control with all kind of other stuff because I know I can be controlling. So I don't try to control everything. But in the instance of that kind of shit,
but that's a lot of variables. Anything can happen.
you're right. But
So
I try to keep the variables down to a minimum. That's it. I'm not saying nothing can't happen or X, Y, and Z. No, I just try to be as prepared and be just on my shit as possible.
okay. I mean, well, that's instilling. That's just how you're,
Wired.
basically. So if you being wired that way, I mean, nobody can ever change that. But the only thing I'll say is just, lift your head up a little bit when you're eating. Let me see your neck a little bit, cause
I can't eat like that.
something. You got to figure it out.
You know that when dolls go to use the bathroom,
Really?
they look like this. Like if you had a dog using the bathroom and you watching the dog is gonna watch you. The dog is watching you to make sure that you're watching him to make sure that he's okay in his vulnerable position. So if I'm eating like this, I just got to make sure I'm with some motherfuckers that's gonna be on the lookout when I'm in this vulnerable position.
So eating is vulnerable to you.
Fuck yeah, because you just said it, bro. I be having my head down.
You do. I mean,
I be focused.
On the food is
On
not
the
getting
food.
The food is not getting up and moving.
It has to be put together a certain way. I eat a certain way. I do everything a certain way.
Again.
Shit, I'm too much, ain't it?
You is hell on wheels. Literally on wheels.
Bro, I fuck around. This shit was so funny, right? That because you said that. I fuck around and met somebody recently, like I was going to go do something, and then I ended up meeting with this person. So I didn't tell the person, like I talked to the person. I said we agreed that we were finna meet each other, right? But he didn't ask me how long I was gonna be before I got to the destination we were meeting at.
Okay.
So before I get to the destination, he hits me and was like, "Man, I'm fucking leaving, man. I'm fucking leaving."
Was you late?
I was like, hold on. I was like, you leaving? He was like, yeah. I've been sitting here too long. I was like, that's crazy. So when I got to him, right, I had to have a talk with him. The first thing I said to him, right, because he's meeting me. I'm not meeting him. You get me? For instance, if you had a tax appointment and you were going to get your taxes done by somebody, and they call you and say
they're running behind or something.
No, they just say, "I'm ready to meet you." You and this person already know where the destination is at, but she calls you and say, "Are you ready to meet?" Right? The phone hangs up. So I told him, if you're going to meet somebody, you have to be the one to take initiative to be like, how long are you going to be? I purposely didn't give a time frame. You feel me? So after talking with this person and going through the explanation of why I did what I did, he looked at me, he was like, damn, I'm glad you said that shit. I did not think about that shit.
First of all, why you always think you got the right to even goddamn tell somebody about themselves? Like, or like.
The reason why, and not this is going to go into my next thing, right?
Okay.
Hold on. That's going to go into my next thing. I had the right to tell him about himself because he was upset. Right?
Mm.
If somebody gets upset, I think it's almost my duty. And this is from me to me. From me to me, if somebody that I fuck with gets upset, I feel like it's my duty to give an understanding of why I may have did or said what I said for that person to even get upset. Then when I explain it, you kind of understand or you don't. Now, some of these reaction and responses sometimes have led people to why I don't have any friends.
Oh,
basically.
I know why you ain't got none.
Whatever. Anyway,
I
so
know.
the right to tell people stuff. You know that I think people should look to people like us for constructive criticism. I believe I'm well capable of analyzing things, and the first thing I'm gonna do to apply my skills and talents is I'm gonna hook people up. I'm gonna hook people up.
Matchmaking.
I'm gonna be a damn matchmaker.
So you think
matchmaker number 1, 29.
So you feel like okay. So you feel like you have the skill sets, the capabilities to match somebody with their partner.
Not professionally. But if we talking about on a street level
wise, not no.
I'm gonna be a street level matchmaker.
A street level matchmaker.
Yup. Now the first thing I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna tell you the first thing I'm gonna do.
Okay.
The first thing I'm gonna do is assess whether you should even fucking be with somebody.
Okay, so you just want to tell people about themselves, Oprah.
No. I'm not gonna tell somebody about their self. I'm gonna show somebody what it looks like to see them.
Okay, so
because most people ain't seeing their damn self.
Okay, so all right, let's do me. Come on, right now.
All right,
let's do me.
We are finna play matchmaker number 1. So you know, in the instance of this, I would start going through certain. Okay, the first thing I would do, right? Mm-hmm. I would ask you when you're looking for like a person to be with, what kind of things are important to you?
Loyalty.
Okay.
Loyalty. Damn. This is about it. Wait, you caught me off guard with that one. Wait. Mm-hmm. Let me think. What's important to me is a loyalty, responsible.
Have to be responsible.
Yes, responsibility is a lie because you got people. Anyway, we're not gonna get into that. But responsible, you have to have. I was at the tip of my tongue. Good work ethic. You just a hustler. That's what I meant to say. Be able to get up off your ass.
So you want a slave?
Where the fuck does a slave? I don't see a slave in that.
You want a person that's loyal.
Loyal to me. Yes.
You want a person with a work ethic.
Right. Okay. Let's take work ethic out.
You want a person that's responsible.
Yes.
So
take care of
all
themselves.
These things that you just said.
It's not a slave. That's a human being.
Takes time. Takes dedication. Takes structure, and it takes repetition. So, within what you're looking for, they have to be able to run a marathon within being loyal, responsible. Bro, you know how much of a job that is for somebody?
Loyal, irresponsible. It's
Bro,
the top
you know
two
how much
things,
you got.
though.
So you know what I would do if, like, let's just say that, let's just say that I was hooking you up with somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I would have to do?
Wait.
I would have to create a questionnaire for somebody, and they would have to be able to qualify based on, because like I said, it's a marathon. So if you don't already have the capability to show that you do X, Y, and Z, and now mind you, now this is gonna be secondary to how it applies to putting it together. Because if what you're saying you're asking for, okay,
Damn.
you know the reason why people hated Kevin Samuel so much.
Who the fuck is that?
Okay. I'm gonna take. That's something. Okay. The reason we'll figure that out later.
Okay.
You got the phone too, but the reason they hated Kevin Samuel so much is because he made people ask questions. And you know what people hate doing? People hate taking accountability. So when you have to ask questions in regards to yourself, most people are going to lie. So when we talk about, I'm getting to my point.
Okay.
When we talk about matchmaking, in this, you want this, you have to be able to give this.
I am loyal.
I'm not saying
I am
responsible.
responsible.
I'm not saying that you're not. This is what a part of me being a street level matchmaker is about. I start to go into all of these things based off of what you said, what you want, and then we're going to figure out if it's compatible for what you can give. And then we just be honest. And then out of the honesty, you're going to have to ask yourself these questions about yourself. So that's pretty much what I do. And I'm not going to go too much into detail with you personally because me and you know how you are. Okay.
Not no type of way.
All right.
I'm just me, you know. And every time you say street level, it made me think of a street nigga. I'm like,
I know that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be like a professional, and then people start looking at me like, damn, the life of my compatibility and relationship is based off what you. No. Now I'm gonna make this one disclaimer before I start anything with matchmaking. Do not hold me responsible for your decisions on what you decide to do.
you should do a show. I think that would be cute.
A show?
Yeah, that would be hot.
Well, you know what?
That would be hot. A show.
You know what I call it?
Wait.
Why are you single?
Why are you single?
Yup. So again, you got to ask yourself a question. Why the fuck are you single? You can't ask nobody else this shit because if somebody else asks you why you single, you're gonna give the answer that you want to give. But if you come to me and you ask me why you single, we gonna start to get into it and start really getting into why your ass really single. And again, it's gonna make people ask their self questions, and it's gonna have to make you question yourself. And at some point, you got to take responsibility and account. Responsible.
Yeah, responsible.
You have to be responsible.
You have to be responsible. If anybody want to get at Danny, you have to be responsible, loyal.
Huh?
And you gotta have that money because
see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Oh, a broke
Bruh.
dude. Anyway,
Bruh, I just seen a video where a lady said she left the person who she was talking to because he wasn't making enough money. He wasn't making enough money.
Okay,
so the
person enough money though.
Bro, the person who she was talking to asked her, so he wasn't making any money? She was like, yeah, he was making money. He had his own thing going on. She was like, he wasn't making more than me.
That's a
But that's the world we live in now.
I mean, that is the world we live in. But I mean, I can understand.
Why is this like this?
But I can understand now. But now, wait. If he's making a good if his money is good enough, I should say. I was trying to word it right. If his money is good enough, and he gives at least 75% of what you want out of a man, then I feel like she should have not stopped fucking with him. Now, hold the thought. If he's making less than her and he's under that 75%, fuck that. If he's under 50% of what she wanted in a man, then she has all the right to leave. But I mean, at the end of the day,
see, my thing is, you're right about the last part. She does have every right to leave. I think everybody at whatever point has every right to not do whatever they want to do. My thing is when you start to making, but see, this is the tricky thing too, is because it's like nobody owes anybody anything,
right?
So it's kind of like at any point somebody can say that they don't want to do whatever they originally agreed to do with you, and you can't really be mad about it just knowing that, nigga, people do what the fuck they want to do. Like, you can't control people. Like, even in a see, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you talk about relationship and then being loyal, you can't control whether somebody's loyal or not.
Right.
Even if you no matter how bad you want them to be loyal, no matter how loyal they may be, if they do something that you may not find loyal, they're not gonna be loyal. So to even think about saying you want a loyal person, that really kind of don't make sense, because they may be a loyal person, but to you they might not be a loyal person. These are the kind of things that I think people need to identify with between each other before they even see. That's what I'm saying. This is a part of my street level matchmaking marketing thing, right? See, look,
God.
if I'm matching people together, right, and you say you want an educated, smart, woman,
rich,
right,
wealthy,
right,
bad.
What?
There's a difference.
Wealthy.
Got to be wealthy.
Turn up one time. What?
Turn me up a little bit more.
Yeah. You as a person can't say that you want that and you have like no education. And I'm not talking about like school education. I'm just talking about just
education,
having some type of sense.
Period.
You can't say you want an educated woman that uses a billion words and she's talking to you and you don't understand what, like, she might doesn't want to deal with that, or she might do want to teach a man to, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
that's not like
y'all just have to tune in to Why Are You Single?
Yeah, because I believe that's coming soon. How will we you want to do that shit? You want to do it? Want to hook people up?
What the fuck? I can't even hook my damn self up. You want me to hook what other people out? Come on now.
It'd be a co-host or something. God damn.
Shit, I can't do that. What you want me to do? I'll be like, shit, you don't need to be with him. Or shit, you don't need to be with her. She a hoe. Quit.
I don't know. People might need that little bit of advice.
Wait. Stop fucking with sluts. Yeah. There you go. I gave the advice.
2023. Stop fucking with sluts.
Stop fucking with sluts. Where you gonna get with a slut? Let's be real. Nowhere.
Sex.
That's it. And if that's all you're about, then keep fucking with
sluts.
Period. But if you about some money, you gotta get you a real bitch or a nigga. Period.
That know how to get money.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just because you got money don't mean you know how to get money. That's a big difference.
And just because you get money don't mean you're gonna keep money.
Right. Because you can hit a meal today, you can lose that bitch tomorrow.
Shit gets tricky, man.
It is. Turn me up a little bit more, though. Yeah. Let me stop fucking with these people. Hey. Let me stop.
So, again, the 5 pillars of society. See, we were supposed to have a real conversation today. We kind of, I'm gonna be honest, man. A lot of times we just come in this motherfucker, bro, and we just get to talking, and shit does not go nothing like how we plan for shit to go.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I got something to talk about. So I'm doing this 90-day fast.
What kind of fast?
So it's a fast where you choose 3 things that you want to stop, or want to slow down, whatever the case may be.
A life fast.
To your basically to your liking. So I chose no alcohol.
You drink?
I'm 14 days sober. Everybody, okay, I'm like a couple days sober, but
damn, that didn't last long.
It wasn't how I normally be, but due to my job,
stressed out.
Kind of. So yeah. So I did no alcohol, no social media. I deleted most of all of them. The only reason I kept Instagram is for when I have to repost and shit for the podcast. But other than that,
which one was is it another one?
Yeah, and the other one is no red meat. Even though I don't eat red meat, occasionally I do like a good burger. I'm gonna be honest.
When did you start this?
So April 1st. It was supposed to be March 1st, but you know how I am. So, but I started on April 1st.
Fools.
Hey, somebody else said that shit. Myself. Somebody else said that shit. But yeah, so I feel like I'm doing good on the journey, but I think the hardest thing for me, alcohol, I'm not an alcoholic. Everybody, let's get down to it. I'm a social drinker, so
okay.
I be around people, they drink. I like to drink. Shit, let's turn up. But
turn her up a little bit.
Turn me up a little bit more. But but the social media one is probably what's my hardest. Like TikTok, I deleted fucking TikTok.
So you don't have TikTok no more?
Period. I don't have it. Like the app is off my phone.
That's one of the things that I was gonna discuss, like social media, because there's so many different things that's going on with social media.
Right.
It's so many people just living life to make content for social media. That shit starts to make so much shit like awkward with
weird
just regular life and shit like
that. It does, and it really drains you. And I'm gonna be honest, the real reason, I was gonna do social media, but I was gonna limit it. I probably was gonna say fuck it, I'm gonna stay on social media. But with that TikTok situation, the shit that started bothering me was this fucking rap gospel music. What the fuck is rap gospel?
What you mean?
Like, people is...
Because mind you, I'm not on TikTok.
Okay. So, basically, it's this little... I'm going to say it's a trend because that's what it is. People are out here rapping, but it's gospel music.
Like a Kurt Franklin song when they rapping.
No, Kurt Franklin is different.
Okay.
It's just he do more upbeat gospel music. Mm-hmm. They're like rapping like on a goddamn...
Gospel
fucking
beat.
Not even on a gospel beat, on fucking some Lil Kim type beat or some shit. Like, the shit is weird. I say, you know what, I'm about to get off this shit. This shit is above me. Like, that is weird. And then another thing that was kind of bothering me was, I love to see like celebrities, give themselves to like Christ and stuff like that. But when you posting it on the internet and making content about it, like, don't sell me no motherfucking dream, because I ain't one of them. Like, I don't like that.
You religious?
Not exactly, but it's just like, don't play. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you really sit back and look at stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Social media. You see everything on social media in all the pillars of what I said.
Right.
Business, education, religion, sports and entertainment, and education.
You said education already. Politics? You said politics?
Politics.
Yeah.
So all of these are what makes society. Mm-hmm. All of these things are on social media. So you can't really, you can't separate Jesus Christ from the internet. You can't separate the streets from the internet. You can't separate music from the internet.
But I just feel like
separated.
Right.
So when you do something, that's the verification that is going on. That's what makes it real.
But my thing is, certain stuff you just have to keep, sacred, private. Like,
It ain't that no more.
and that's where's the morals then? Do we do? Is there a such word of morals?
No,
does that even exist anymore?
See, social media being not even social media,
life general,
it's business. Like when you talking about doing one thing to get another thing, that's business. Like you signing contracts at that point. When you got all these different contracts being signed, how do you come from out of the loop of all of the business that's being done and done been did and that's gonna be? Bruh, I'm telling you, the people are gonna have to not care. This is how all this bullshit, like all the shit that be going on that's just like bullshit, you're really just gonna have to not care and I'm not talking about just wake up and not caring for 5 minutes. I'm talking about
not caring, period.
Nigga, forever not caring.
Right.
About, and I'm not saying not caring about everything. I'm talking about not caring about the bullshit. Because the bullshit is the shit that is used as content for commotion. Like all of the content that everybody's making is to cause commotion,
right? And that's one
and that's keep people busy.
That like one right there, that's a big commotion though. You gotta think about people that's even me, not even being a religious person. You get what I'm saying? Like that shit kind of bothers. Like it's like what, what is we doing?
So boom, you start getting into those. See, you start getting into those type of pillars within society, and then depending on who is being directed to is gonna inflict certain kind of emotions from these people. Certain type of emotions are stronger than other emotions, but all of the emotions are energy. All of this shit is energy. So with them making something that could potentially be so deep to somebody, is sparking a deep emotion. That's why you're seeing more stuff that's more and more sacred happen every day. I seen on the thing recently where I think it was like the Dalai Lama, and he was seen trying to like do something, and it was like looking weird to the little boy. But what people don't know is they take stuff and make something look like something. Two, you have different cultures. So if I was born in fucking New Zealand somewhere, I probably wouldn't be the same person that I am now.
Right.
Like I would have been raised different, seen different shit, taught different shit. I may not see something in the same way as how it's done than other people in different cultures. These different cultures they don't look at shit in the Western way of how we look at it. Like it's just different. So when we're seeing shit based on thousands of years of traditions with how they do shit, nigga, you just don't understand. So when you see it, you get a misunderstanding of the shit. And then that's where social media got its own shit. Like the internet, like how they be saying the internet undefeated, shit got like its own world. And you can get caught up in it. You can get caught up in it, lost in it, rich in it,
getting lost in it,
rich in it.
Definitely
you
rich.
You can lose your life in it.
That too.
Everything.
You can do everything.
This shit goes down.
But I think what people have to, I was telling my cousin the other day, I feel like the world needs a reset. Like we have to really reset our brains. Like we have been brainwashed by the technology. Like we really need to we need a reset. I honestly think so.
Bro, we need about a month. Everybody need about a month worth of food, and we need to just not do nothing. Everybody just need to not do nothing. We need to just be outside when the sun out. Be outside. We outside talking, interacting, and exchanging information. And nigga, we can eat. Go back to your house. Everybody not pay bills. Who the fuck is gonna kick everybody out?
Who the fuck is this money going to for the bill money anyway? That's what I want to know. Cause I'm tired.
And you know that's even more crazy. That's even more crazy that
cause ain't I water free? Don't they get the water out the goddamn river or some shit?
It's a federal law that you can't collect regular water. Now,
Oh yeah.
soon, see, this is what I'm saying. A couple of years ago, they said something was in the air. So they said something and made people go inside the house. Like, you can't go here. You can't do this. Now, this is just somebody telling you, who the fuck telling somebody else they can and can't do? That don't even fucking make sense. But anyway, but just for them to say that something's in the air and that it could potentially harm you was just, that just gave me the indication like, shit, nigga, we probably finna be paying for air soon. That's the same thing y'all did with water. Y'all telling us the water is fucked up and that y'all need to do what y'all doing to it. This is why y'all make water bills. Nigga, y'all fucked the water up. What the fuck do y'all think was gonna happen? But this is the same thing they doing with the air. And not saying that the air is necessarily contaminated. It's just like they're giving the narrative that it is. It's always the this before this. And I wanted to start something too with Movie Monday, to where I've seen so many movies. I've seen so many movies. Again, I just kind of went into it about how I was younger, and I've been watching movies since I was like real little, like real little. So one of the movies that I'm gonna suggest for people to go see is, and all these movies be old too, cause I haven't even been looking at movies like recently. I don't be up on movies like that no more. So Demolition Man, you seen Demolition Man before? You know who Wesley Snipes is, right?
He played off of
He played in Blade, the vampire.
I didn't watch that shit. He played off of
He was also in the what's the name where he had that ugly ass wig with the.
He was the drag.
He was in that too. Yep.
Yeah, he played off Joanna Man.
I'm not sure if he was in.
Bro, that's my movie. Anyway, go.
But Wesley Snipes was in that. He was in that with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I pretty much give y'all so y'all don't ruin the movie. It's pretty much about a outlaw and nigga terrorizing the streets and shit. Nobody can't stop him. So they froze him.
They froze him?
They froze him.
In a cryo?
That's exactly what it was. Chronologically froze him. And the shit, it actually probably happened around this time. Like, they unfroze him around this time, 2020, 2030 or some shit like that.
Oh, wow.
And the shit just crazy, man. Like, he just comes out in a whole new world. And when they did that to him, they froze the police officer that was, like, famous for chasing him and shit. That shit crazy, bro. Like, y'all gotta go. Like, y'all gotta see that shit. That shit
sound crazy.
And you know, like, again, a lot of the movies that I know of are like old that I'm speaking about or gonna speak about. And if you start to look now,
it's happening.
Yeah,
slowly.
Another movie. I'm gonna give two.
And if y'all have already seen it, just comment down below.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was in this movie.
Oh, I know. He play off not the Matrix. Damn. What's the other movie? Terminator? That's him?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't be knowing no actors or actresses' name. I just be watching the fucking movies.
Hold on, I'm looking.
And you doing movie Monday, like every Monday? Okay. Yes. My favorite movie is Love and Basketball. Even though they ain't got shit to do with what we talking about.
I thought you was finna say a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was like, damn, Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Love and Basketball?
Hell no. Shout out to my twin. But no. I'm just saying. Now, as far as though, I like slave movies. For some reason, I like learning about the Nazis, like Hitler and shit. Cause you know what?
Total Recall.
Oh, I seen that one.
Total Recall. Now, all I'm gonna say is I think that has some type of association with Elon Musk.
I gotta go back and watch it. Cause isn't it two? It's two Total Recalls. Look, type in Total Recall, And I think they did like a remake.
I think they did.
So the one, I don't think I seen the one with
They did. It came out in 2012. It came out in 2012.
the one I seen the one with in 2012, the 2012
You
one.
gotta go. You gotta go see the one. See, see, that's another thing, right? So many of the old movies, music, and see. Okay,
Everything is starting to be remade though.
no, you gotta. This is what I was finna say. Yes, everything now is being remade from stuff before, but the stuff before was being remade from the stuff before that.
Right.
So this is everything. Everything you can think of that's here and you can see, touch, feel, taste, it was here. It's something else now. So it was something else before.
Okay.
So if you think about, for instance, and I'm gonna just use this because we was just talking about this, religion. Religion is what it is now. But if you go back 2,000 years ago, religion may not have been what religion is now.
Was religion created 2,000 years ago though?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you were to go back to the origins of religion, it wouldn't be what religion is now.
Got you.
So you just kind of got to be careful of what you think something is. You really don't know what stuff is. That's kind of what I'm saying. You really don't know what stuff is.
Really don't know shit. Just figuring it out.
Yeah.
Because it can go even deeper. Like, you could probably just be an ancestor from goddamn way back when.
You know what's crazy about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, it like astrology. Astrology gives almost like pinpoint accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we were talking about, okay, in astrology you have angles and dimensions. You have angles and you have dimensions. So you have a circle and then you have space in the middle, yourself, and like where you born, and everything kind of starts moving depending on who you talking about, where they was born, what time they was born. You have a big old constant rotation of a bunch of different shit, but it's a generalization of a natal chart, which is astrology, or which people use as a tool for astrology.
Right.
This is what, okay, angles and dimensions. Again, the sun, moon, all that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, this is how you start getting into the details. Angles and dimensions. Angels, devils. The devil is in the detail. So the deeper you start to get into stuff, the more you're going to see what something is. So when I say the devil is in the details, boom, let's say I'm talking about a person, and you start to go into an astrology chart. When you start to go into the natal chart and you start looking at this stuff, you'll start to understand how evil people are. People are just wicked. Like it's just like a human nature. Like you're this is kind of what you're put here for. Part of what you're put here for is to overcome these things, because you got to think about it. The moment you start overdoing anything is the moment you're going to expire. This is how people die and shit like that. Like too much of something. If you get too much into something and you don't pull back enough in time, you gone.
But so I get what you're saying about the deeper you go into, well, what you said about how
the devil is in the details,
right? And go back to where you touched on the person,
going deeper within a natal chart, analyzing a person.
You'll see how evil they is, right? Okay, but our thoughts are not ours. So with that being said, is it really the person being evil, or is it the evil controlling the person?
It's the person, because you choose
it. But how?
You have will. Everybody has a will.
everybody has a will, but your thoughts are
So everybody's choosing what they actually make a thought to be theirs.
right, but
So this is a choice.
it's not really a choice.
Yeah, it is. It's a, you. So for instance,
it's really
like,
not a choice when you really think about it.
If a thought comes to you, right? Like for instance, I give an example. The thought is coming to you to break this board.
Okay.
But you know that if you break the board, what is gonna happen? Now, think about you going back and going back. If you were a child and you were thinking about breaking the board, you wouldn't give it a second thought.
Okay, so I was just about to touch on that. So with your thoughts not being yours, you write about having the willpower, but your willpower is based off how you are brought up. People instill
not necessarily, because it's two things: it's nature and nurture.
Okay.
The nurture is what you're being taught. The nature is again the childlike stuff. If you're a child, you don't even understand yet. So if you have it in you to break the board, you're gonna just start breaking the board. I can't tell you anything.
So does that make the child evil to break? Because you do have kids that'll just break shit. So does that make the child have evil in them because they breaking the damn board?
They have a nature. They have a nature within them that has desires.
But
so when you start getting into the desires, like the desire is what is making the child have the will to do whatever they're doing. So if you have a desire to do stuff as we look at adults, like being respectful of certain situations, circumstances, when you talking, dealing with somebody, and a child does certain things, yeah, they just have a desire to just be a fucked up person. So you can see in the child.
I don't think so. I'm not agreeing with that.
But see, this is where you start getting into somebody teaching somebody something. You can teach the child to not do certain things.
I mean,
so within the child, they may have the desire to fuck some shit up. But being a good parent, you may have taught them. This is where in the instance you may have a person that ends up being a bad person, but they weren't raised wrong.
But I don't think bad people are bad people. People just have bad moments. It's moments. People go through moments, spells.
Boom. Yeah, that too. But if you start getting into a bad moment and somebody's having bad moment after bad moment after bad moment, that's a pattern of bad person.
But who came up with?
I'm saying this from a space of nigga. Fuck, it ain't no wrong or right. I'm just saying.
No, you're right.
I'm just saying it in the sense of like how people look at it in general and saying
right. But
wrong.
who put that in people's minds that a pattern after pattern after pattern? If they're doing something bad, that makes them. If the pattern is bad, that makes them a bad person. Who told us that? Like, who came up with that?
I just say it's the desire to do what they're doing. Not
but
necessarily
people do what they want to do.
Right.
So why we don't let people do what they want to do? Now, I'm not saying I condone people coming out here killing everybody.
Because there's so many people in this world who like control. They don't want you just doing any and everything. That's just like if me and you are in the house together, you got to think the world is a big house. If me and you are in the house together, you think I just want you doing anything in the house? I wouldn't want to live in the house with you. Then I'm telling you, you start looking at this stuff in a worldly view. You could do your own analysis, start breaking whatever the fuck down, but just look at it like that, micro to macro. On a living in the house with somebody is the micro level, and the world is a macro level. It's the same shit going on.
That living in the house, no.
Hey. Another dumbass podcast.
No, for real.
What y'all want them to do? Nah, Brittany did it. Danny?
I'm Danny right now.
All right. Like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
It goes down in the DM.
No, that
what,
that
turn
conversation.
You up a little bit?
No, turn me up a little bit more.
We out this motherfucker, G.